Alrighty, and you can hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
You guys.
You guys.
You fucking guys.
We have been, let's see, it is 6:47. We were supposed to start recording at 5.
So we've been, how many minutes is that? 107 minutes. We've been trying to figure out how to get Evan's computer to not be bad.
Evan walked in the room, grabbed his laptop, smacked it against the dresser, and handed it back and said, "It'll work." And it fucking did.
It did. Really fun ending to that story is tomorrow I'm going to go get a new computer because this one, there's no reason we should ever spend
107 minutes
trying to set this up.
But you guys remember the good old days, the PlayStation 1 when it didn't work and you like just smacked the top a little bit and then it worked?
Yeah, why don't you blow into my computer and see if it works?
That was the N64.
Okay, sorry.
Or a VCR.
Someone, we need a professional blower.
Half of the people listening don't know what a VCR. I'm just kidding. If you don't know what a VCR is, you're too young to listen to this podcast.
That's probably true. Go ahead and ask your mom 2 questions. 1, what is a VCR? 2, can I listen to Luminol True Crime?
Ask your mom.
But to be fair, how old are people that came out in 2000? It's 2020.
How old are people that came out in 2000?
I mean, they're born.
They're 20?
Yeah, and they probably don't know what VCRs are.
I don't care. You still shouldn't fucking... If you don't know what a VCR is, stop listening to Luminol.
Okay,
just
boomer.
kidding. You bitch.
I'm a little salty because of everything that just happened. It's just like I felt very, very bad about the audio situation that was happening, and it made me very anxious and feel bad. And I was going to put on a song that really pumps me up, but I don't have to because...
What song was it?
Sweetie, My Type. Wow, how white did I just sound?
I've never, I don't know what song that is.
Oh, I'm showing you. It's pretty good.
Anyways, no one cares.
Okay.
You guys listen to the Dixie Chicks' new single, Gaslighter. Did you listen?
No, I told you I would and I didn't. I like that you're like, no one cares about the songs you like. Here's the songs I like.
Yeah, because it's a fucking Dixie Chicks and they just came out with a new single.
I love it.
And I love them.
Speaking of Dixie Chicks, it's just phonetically speaking like that. Evan has all these magic card decks, and he kept saying deck in a box. And Caitlin and I couldn't stop laughing because he was saying deck in a box, and the USNL people out there. But yeah.
Lonely Island.
Yes. Today is actually a very special episode.
Yeah.
Did you like the Ireland one?
Yes.
Yes, we did.
Yes,
cool.
we did.
Oh, awesome.
So good.
Oh, you guys talk in cursive. That's very hard to read.
We talk in italics.
Oh yeah, I like it. That's Target. That's what I imagine is just bougie speak.
Target.
You just said a little. But this episode is special because did you see what Crackers and Milk released? Our friend Chelsea released.
Chelsea!
We did a collaboration t-shirt with her, guys. Did you see that? Well,
Sarah did.
Well,
I'm no artist.
Well, I'm letting Caitlin join in because she was there in spirit.
Thanks. She is a spirit.
She's my spirit animal. But yeah,
I'm sorry.
So the t-shirt is 3 different really pretty wildflowers, and then it says "Stop Killing Women."
Really? Do you think they're pretty flowers, Sarah?
I mean, what flowers aren't pretty? There's got to be some. I'm sorry, flowers.
I don't know.
There's some
man flowers.
What? Did you say man flowers? Oh no! All stigma there or whatever. What are those called? Stamens. No. Stamens. Those little. It's the male part of a flower.
Oh, anyways.
Flower biology.
They're beautiful shirts. I have a gold one on the way, and Sarah has a pink one on the way.
Which actually, by the time this comes out, they'll be here. So you'll see a picture of us wearing those on our Instagram.
Yes, you will.
So because of that, because we're so excited about the release, our theme today is...
Rejection killings.
Yeah, so it's essentially the stop killing women kind of
Yeah, theme. But we're focusing on... And I'm going to touch on more when it gets to mine, but... Basically, she said no, women who get fucking murdered for rejecting a man, which is the most fucking bullshit, senseless reason ever to goddamn die.
And what's craziest about that is there were so many cases to choose from.
Yeah.
Seriously.
It was not hard. You're stealing this from the end of my episode, but it was not hard to find a case for this, which is heartbreaking. It's heartbreaking.
Heartbreaking.
I literally wrote a list of 30 names.
Wow.
And couldn't decide which one to do because I wanted to do all of them.
Yeah, me too.
And then it got me thinking about Like, I have literally been called a bitch, like a hand. And I mean, there's been worse things, but like I've been called a bitch for telling a guy no. Like,
oh yeah,
they're just like, oh, you bitch or whatever. Like,
or they make up something really mean, like, oh, whatever, you're stuck up. I wouldn't want to date you anyways.
Yeah.
Like, no one said anything about dating you. I don't know you.
Yeah.
Like, seriously.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's yucky.
Yeah, they resort to name calling.
And what, are you too good for me? No, I don't know you.
Actually,
leave me alone.
Yes, I am.
Well, yeah, if you're willing to like
right, now that you say that.
You've shown your true colors.
Oh, God. And okay, one thing that always sticks out. So I feel like when a guy like catcalls or hits on me, I'm automatically like, ugh, fuck you. I was in downtown Phoenix once with a friend, and it was when I worked downtown. So we'd walked across the street to go to CVS, to go to Starbucks. But the line to Starbucks was like out the door. So we we're kind of waiting outside to like, because we didn't want to like hold the door open, whatever. So we're waiting outside to like walk in and get in line. And there's a guy sitting outside Starbucks, and he's like, hi, ladies. And immediately I'm like, nope, don't talk to him. But then I actually felt bad, and I was like, maybe he's a nice guy. Like, don't fucking judge him. Big mistake. So then I was like, hi. And he goes, can you have sex with yourself and let me watch? And I was like,
what?
This is why I fucking never talk to men ever.
Wow.
Because I was just like, oh. But I literally was like, ignore him. Should have followed my gut and not fucking said hi back.
That brings up a good point, though. And it's that men will often say, well, not all men, which is true. But don't bitch to us about it. Bitch to that guy, because he's the one giving you a bad name. I'm not giving you a bad name.
Right.
That guy coming up to people is. Go bitch to them.
I've had a good handful of experiences like that. And I've had some experiences that are like downright scary.
Yeah,
like I've been followed home before. I've been like stopped, like what? And guys are stronger than it. Like, you know, I've been stopped by like really tall guys. It only takes, I guess my point is that's happened to me a handful of times, but it only takes once to make you uncomfortable enough that you don't want to talk to men who say hi. So fucking bitch to those assholes, not to us. Okay. Open us a beer.
Yes.
We needs it.
Our beer is the Boulevard. I'm going to go first. My case is in Iowa. Turns out Iowa.
Broken Dreams.
Well, the issue, it is a Boulevard of Broken Dreams because Iowa, you've broken our hearts. You have no beer.
I'm not going to lie. When I was at Total Wine, I was like, fuck, what states are next to Iowa? So I pulled up a U.S. map, and then...
You're like, it's not Florida.
Well, I knew it wasn't Florida or Texas.
But it was definitely those other Iowa ones.
Yeah, I looked up a U.S. map, and then, you know, I'm no
linguist.
Beauty pageant runner-up, whatever the fuck that. Remember that video?
Yes. Yes, I do.
I think that people can't read maps because some people don't have maps. Guess what? I have a map on my phone, bitch. I'm just going to say bitch is a term of endearment.
Oh, yeah. Caitlin means it in a nice way.
I've been told to stop calling people bitches, and I'm like, no, thanks.
Yeah. Okay. So we have, Caitlin couldn't find a beer from Iowa. So we have one from Kansas City, Missouri.
Which I verified is next to Iowa on the map.
So it's as close as we could get, guys. Iowa, please show up for us. Yeah. Seriously.
If you're going to murder people, at least make beer.
Yeah, there has to be something about you that we like.
More beer, less murders. More beer.
Or more anything, less murders is fine.
Yeah. More corn, less murders.
This is Trump's favorite Kansas City, Missouri. From Boulevard Brewing Company, we have the American Kolsch, home-style golden ale. It's crisp, it's dry, it's delicious. That's according to them. We will be the decision makers of that. And they've made it very easy for us. It just says since 1989.
This whole thing got a country song stuck in my head. There's a song by Luke Bryan. It's like, rain makes corn, corn makes whiskey, whiskey makes my baby feel a little frisky.
I'm like over here dancing while I pour.
I'm over here singing, and people are telling me to shut up.
Ooh, I really like that.
It's pretty good for a Kolsch.
I love Kolsch's. It tastes like Ritz crackers, and I'm down for that. It's a little buttery. It's very bread-ish.
Oh, my right ear just got a pain in it.
Did the Kolsch do it? We're falling apart tonight.
Yeah, we're big garbage bags full of messes tonight.
I think it's leaked out of the garbage bag at this point. So there are a couple things we want to do before we get started. I wanted to give shout outs to a couple new patrons. We have Cassandra and Lucy.
Hello, ladies.
And then we're also wanting to give a shout out to an organization named Nameless Does. Nameless Does, trigger warning before you go to their page because they post essentially only images of deceased people who are Jane Does and John Does. And so what they've been trying to do is post the pictures of their faces to try to see if having them out there in the world can help get them identified. And so far they have had a lot of success with that. They have like 130,000 followers, something like that. They reached out to us asking us to just give them a shout out. Totally happy to do that. Their organization is great. But before you go to their page, just keep in mind it is pictures of bodies, and many of them are graphic because we know how decomposition.
Yeah. But what an incredible thing to do.
Oh my gosh.
To bring closure to some families. Someone out there knows these people.
Yeah. And they don't know who, like they can't figure out who these people are. So it's perfect. So definitely check out Nameless Does, DOES, on Instagram and see what they're about and see if maybe you can help identify some of these missing people who are Janes and Johns. I'm going to be sharing the story of Mollie Tibbets. And Mollie Tibbets is interesting because she's not the person who turned someone down. Many other people turned this man down. He got so mad he just chose a woman to murder.
And that, I saw a lot of cases like that too.
Yes. So
there was even one I found where a guy went on a killing spree and killed like men and women because he was sick of women saying no to him.
Yes.
Maybe don't be such a fucking asshole and people won't say no to you.
Also, if they do say no, like,
it's okay.
My sources are Wikipedia, smithfh.com, that's a funeral home, ABC News, an article by Ellen Cranley for the Business Insider, and an article by Brooklyn Drazy for the Daily Iowan.
Brooklyn?
Okay. On July 18th, 2018, so not very long ago. Yes.
New.
Mollie Cecilia Tibbets, who was 20 years old, she went out for a run, as she liked to do. So Mollie was a University of Iowa student with a bright white smile. She had long brunette hair. She had an athletic build, and she had been studying psychology in school. So running was something that Mollie devoted herself to. She ran nearly every day, but this wasn't really her only passion. She had a lot of passions. She loved theater. She loved music. She passionately performed on stage. She was a very vibrant kind of person. And psychology interested Mollie for a number of reasons. She babysat and she worked with kids at camps a lot. And she found the work super rewarding because oftentimes the kids would come to her with like issues at home or things they were struggling with. And she loved to help them through that. And it ended up being way more rewarding than she thought it would be. So at the University of Iowa, she started focusing in child psychology because she wanted to help kids battling depression and these self-esteem issues and other complex mental health issues. So on July 18th, 2018, Mollie did what she did often, every day. She laced up her running shoes. She stepped out the front door in Brooklyn, Iowa. Brooklyn. And she put her feet to the pavement to go out on a run and de-stress and do what she loved to do. So Brooklyn, Iowa was a lot different than where she had grown up as a small child. She had grown up in her elementary years in San Francisco. Brooklyn, Iowa is in the central eastern part of the state, and it's a super, super small town. Like literally there's like 2,000 people. Like
there's no beer.
That's why there's no beer. Help. So Mollie was staying the summer at her boyfriend of 3 years' house. But that day, her boyfriend, whose name was Dalton Jack, was out of town over 130 miles away because he was on a construction job. So she was staying at his house alone. He was out of town. However, he was going to be returning soon, so the two of them could take a trip that they were highly anticipating. Jack's brother was about to get married, and they were doing a destination wedding in the Dominican Republic. And Mollie and Dalton had tickets, and they had preparations, and they were ready to go, and they were going to go fly there and be a part of it. She was the maid of honor. Like, it was very exciting. Mollie could not stop thinking about the trip. She was super close to Dalton's family, and everyone was just really excited. So right before Mollie left on this evening run on July 18th, she texted Dalton, and she sent him a Snapchat of her face with like a cute caption on it. Mm-hmm. And then she put her phone down. She left it at the house, which is really common on a run to not bring your phone. And she headed out at around 7:30 in the evening. So it was like a later evening run, but she normally did that. And she never was heard from again. She never came home from her run that night, and nobody noticed because she was by herself and Dalton was out of town, so nobody really knew right away because she was staying by herself. However, Mollie was an extremely reliable woman, and the next day she didn't show up for work at this day camp for kids that she was working at for the summer called Grinnell Regional Medical Center, and there was a day camp at that medical center. So when she didn't show up for work, her parents... Somehow the work called her parents when they couldn't get a hold of her.
That's normal.
Yeah, and her parents immediately knew something was up because they're like, yeah, Mollie would never miss work. Something's wrong. She's sick or something has happened. Mm-hmm. So it never said this in any of the reports I read, but I imagine that they went to Dalton's house to check up on her. So Mollie had grown up in San Francisco until she was 8 or 9, but then her